Hi and welcome to the Yoga Pantry with me, Natasha. Today we're going to do a little gentle practice for those days when you're feeling not so tip-top. Maybe you've got a little cold or flu, like me, and you just want something gentle. Sometimes it's nice to have a good, vigorous, hot, heated practice when you're not feeling well either, because it burns out those germs and that's really lovely. But today, this is just a nice, gentle, easy stretch for when you want something a little bit nourishing, a little bit delicious, a little bit comforting, and just that self-love that you deserve. So go and put on some super comfy clothes, roll out your mat, maybe grab a bolster or a pillow, and a box of tissues if you need them, and let's begin. Let's begin coming down to a wide-legged child's pose. Now you might want a bolster or a block for this one, because when you first start off and you put your head down onto the floor, it might not feel so good, especially if you're feeling all congested. So getting a lovely big bolster, if you've got one, or a pillow, cushion, anything like that, just hang out. Knees spread nice and wide, big toes moving towards each other. And relax your arms wherever you like. Breathe in through the mouth or the nose, whichever is available for you today. So let those inner thighs start to open out. If you don't have a cushion or a pillow and you do have a block, you can always just bring your forehead down to a block and rest on your forearms. But if you feel good coming right down into a lovely full-on wide-legged child's pose, go ahead, come on down. Resting down. Head to the side, head straight down, or resting on your hands. Breathing into it. I'll just shift back here so I'm more on my mat. And release the body. Let the back open out. If you're comfortable having the forehead down, maybe you just want to rock it a little bit, massaging out that third eye. Giving the forehead some massage, but sometimes I find when I do this, I have to desperately blow my nose, so it's completely up to you. You can rest on fists as well, and maybe shake a little bit through the back, loosen into the hips. Try and breathe. Sometimes you can get a tissue, put a little aromatherapy, little Vicks, or maybe you've got those scented tissues and have that under your face and inhale those vapors to clear out the sinuses. Let's go ahead and move over to the right side. Checking in with those inner thighs. Again, maybe you want to rest your chest on a bolster or a block. Hang out here. See how that feels for your body. And before you fall asleep completely, let's move to the other side. We're just gently warming ourselves up first. And we will get a little active. Nothing too much, but it is nice, like I said earlier, to burn out the germs. I thought I'd dress in my brightest colours today to lift my spirits. Notice how the body is starting to give and release and open up. Maybe you've been lying in bed a lot and you're feeling a little stiff, so This is a lovely practice to release all of that out. Remove the block away. I shall roll my bolster away. Bring those knees back together. Settle down into a little easy child's pose with the knees together, up through the hips if you want to. Forehead to the ground or on your delicious vapory tissue. And roll a little bit, massaging out your Ajna chakra. Clearing space for more intuition, creativity, tuning into your body's needs. And let's go ahead and gently roll through the spine. Reach those hands up. Extend up. Get a lovely big stretch out there. Exhale. Draw the hands down in front of the heart center. Interlace the fingers. Let the palms open out as you reach out. You can close your eyes and really feel into your body today. Excuse me. Turn those palms up. Stretch up. Find some movement through the side of the body. See how it feels. Maybe stretch a whole lot to one side. Come back and stretch to the other side. If it's not comfortable sitting like this, you can absolutely do this cross-legged. Release that out. Inhale, bring the hands up. Reach up and overextend. Inhale, come up. I love these exercises. I probably do them in almost all my classes. It's just a lovely way to warm the body. Inhale, breathe the hands up. And exhale, hands back down. This time interlace the fingers the other way, just walking your little pinky across one. Reach it up, stretch it out. And exhale, release. Let's bring our hands behind us, interlacing those fingers again. Normal way, whichever feels comfortable. Draw those shoulder blades into the heart. Let the heart open. Reach up and back. And release, roll it out. Now we want to get our lymphatic drainage working. So if you are comfortable sitting like this, now you can also always have blankets between the knees, underneath the ankles. Just finding your comfort, finding a way to work with your body and prop yourself up and give you the support that you need. If you're feeling okay sitting here, we're just going to stretch out one ankle. See if you can lift. This might be intense. In fact, if sitting here is already intense, just sit here because you'll be stretching those ankles anyway. For those of you that are more flexible, go ahead, just one knee, lift a little bit. This really helps get that lymphatic drainage happening. Lovely full breaths through the nose, or if you're like me today, through the mouth. Release that out. Lift through the other knee. Lift that out. My pink pants make me very happy. Breathe those hands up again. Reach it up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Now if you're comfortable and you can do both, I'll just stretch out those ankles. For those of you that aren't, maybe just sitting back here is all good. Maybe you can lift a little at a time, a little bit. Those of you that are super comfy, go ahead and hold onto the knees, stretch those ankles. Move that stagnation out from the feet. Release. Come onto all fours. Let's stack those knees underneath our hips, our wrists, underneath our shoulders. Again, find movement. Be kind to yourself. Check in. See how you're feeling. Move that stiffness out of the back of the body. Press the floor away. Feel into it. Maybe sink back for a moment. Not all the way into a child's pose. Just sinking back into the heels and pressing the floor away. Feeling that stretch through the shoulders. Round through the spine. Roll your way back up. Inhale into a cat. And exhale, round. Inhale, fingers nice and wide. Connect down through the pads of the fingertips. Connect down through the knuckles and wake up those pressure points in the fingers. And we're going to tuck the toes and just put the tips of the toes into the ground here. Give them a little tap because our sinus points in reflexology are in the tips of those toes. So let's wake them up, clear away those blockages in the sinus points. And then press them down. Maybe press in a little bit. That might feel super weird. Release. Let's tuck the toes. Press back with those toes tucked, opening out the feet. You can walk your hands in a little bit more. Press back. Really get into the feet. I can breathe better already. And release that out. Back to your cat. Hands underneath those shoulders, around. Inhale, open. Exhale. Now when I first started getting this cold, I thought, oh my gosh, hanging upside down and all that stuff was just not good for my sinuses, for my head. But at the end of the practice, I felt really good. And the idea is hanging upside down just helps us shift the lymphatic fluid through the body, and it helps to shift the sinuses, and it's actually really beneficial. But if it's too much for you, just come to a modified position because we're about to go into a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, press up, tread it out. And this is where you're like, ugh, everything's coming into my face. If it is too much, come back to your hands and knees, maybe take a child's pose, maybe continue with that cat. But if you can do your down dog, it's lovely to stretch everything out, start to open up the shoulders, start to work the legs, and start to release that tightness through the body. And if you need to stop and blow your nose, go for it. Let us gently walk up to the top of our hands, feet hip width apart. Hang it out. I know hanging upside down seems like a counterintuitive thing to do when everything seems blocked up and stuffy in the head. But it helps move the nutrients and some fresh blood supply into the brain, into the facial skin, into the scalp. Shake it out. If you need to, just lift the head there and maybe just check in with the neck. That's all good. Alrighty, let's inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold, come back down to your tabletop, sink down into your child's release. Inhale, roll it up, extend those arms. Exhale, hands down in front of the heart center. Let's open up the legs a little. Widen out those legs, just to a comfortable position. Doesn't have to be super wide. Now again, you can have your bolster. I'm going to clash marvelously with my bolster. Or you can have your block. And just find your way forward. Opening up the inner thighs. Connecting in to your meridian points. Your gallbladder meridian. Your intestinal meridian line. Your kidneys. Your liver. If you need support underneath the knees, go ahead and place some blankets or rolled mats. Just need to blow my nose for a second, excuse me. Okay. Hang out here. See how it feels. Maybe you want to come down lower, maybe you don't. Maybe you just need to build up a big, massive bolster to support your body. Notice where the tightness is. And let's release out from there. Now you could have a bolster here to rest your elbow. We're going to do a lovely, easy side stretch, resting the in your hand, bringing the other arm up and over, and let it hang out. Maybe if you're a little stronger and you're feeling a little better, point that elbow to the sky, open through the side of the chest for a second, and release. You can do that a few times. If you need more height, go ahead, stack it up. The key is comfort here today. We're looking for a stretch through the side of the body. Keep breathing. Noticing how you're feeling, what's going on. Sending yourself lots of love. And let's release out, come up. Take your block or your cushion, your pillow to the other side. Adjust the head so it can rest. Reach up and over through the arm. Let it hang. Maybe open up by pointing that elbow to the sky. Feeling that stretch across the back, down the side of the body. Or maybe soften again. Open up again if you want to. And soften again. Inhale, peel the body up. Move the block away. Bring the soles of the feet in towards each other, into your butterfly. Shift the flesh away from the sitting bones, or maybe pad the hips up slightly so you can rock and tilt that pelvic bowl forward. Look for length through the body and let the shoulders run down the back. And just see how you feel, finding that comfort. And just pulsing a little bit, checking in with our hip flexors, getting some movement through the hips. And through the lymph nodes around our groin area as well. Inhale, lift. And exhale, come forward. This as far as you want to. Again, you can come forward to a block. Release here. You can come lower if the body is starting to give a little more. And gently work your way up from there. Shifting the block away. Bring those knees up, stretch the legs out, and release. Bring the hands behind you, widen out the legs. Just rock them out. Let's stretch out the sides of the hips because everyone wants to stretch the hips and it feels good. Bringing your, if you can, stacking the knees on top of each other into cow face pose. If you can't, an easy cross-legged position is totally fine. And again, you can pad up those hips if you need to. So maybe you just want to sit here, feel into those hips. Find that breath in the body. Maybe you want to check in with the neck. Just gently finding some lovely organic movement there, seeing how it feels, noticing where the tightness is. Find your way back to center. Let's extend the arms. Because the right leg's over the top, we're going to take our right arm over the top as well, coming into eagle arms, either bringing those backs of the palms together or hands together, or dropping the hands down to your shoulders. Find some lovely comfort in your body as you let the shoulders run down the back, soften it out. You could just stay here and relax. I'm resting my forehead on my hands, and this is quite lovely for me right now. Just gently checking in with the body. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to lift those elbows, open the hands to the sky. Open my heart slightly to the sky as well, and stretch out the back of the body slightly. Nothing intense, nothing drastic. Practicing a lot of self-love today. You should always be practicing that in your asana. But today you can go OTT on it. And exhale, release that out. Let's just bring the hands behind us for a moment. Stretch it out. If you feel comfortable coming forward, go ahead. Lean forward slightly. Release the arms. Bring them forward to support yourself. Again, you can start to soften down. You can bring your head to a block if you want to. Or you can just stay seated. Maybe hold on to your feet if that feels good. Give them a little massage. And let's gently release out from there. Releasing the legs, gently lifting them, taking them out, keeping them nice and wide, and window wipering them gently from side to side. Stretch into the hip. Yeah. And when you're ready, other side. Left knee over the top, either easy cross-legged or let's go ahead and stack those knees up. See how you feel. Try and sit the hips so that they are touching the floor. If they're not, a little cushion or your little pillow will bolster those hips slightly. And this side might be a little tighter. See what's going on with those hips. Hang here and breathe. If any emotions come up for you, ride the wave. Go with it. Let it out. We can be quite vulnerable when we're not feeling very well. Sometimes when we dig into those hips in our yoga practice, it brings up old wounds, old hurts, old emotions. You can be more sensitive to that when you're a little bit under the weather. But you know what, if it comes up, let it out. That might be why you're sick in the first place. Bottling up those emotions is never a good thing. So let it flow. Ride the wave of your feelings. Let's bring the left arm over the top. And either bringing backs of the hands together, palms together, or hands to shoulders. You can rest here if you want to. You can rest here if you want to. Resting your forehead onto those hands. It's a very introspective practice today. You can close your eyes through most of your practice and really tune into the sensations, so what's going on. Maybe have a little dialogue with yourself. Our body is amazing and it holds so much wisdom. Just talking to yourself and finding out why you're under the weather, what's going on, and giving yourself a little pep talk, a little healing advice. If you want to extend the arms up, you can use a little mantra. If you want to in your practice as well, my immunity is strong and healthy. My immunity is strong and healthy. I'm a fit, vibrant and vital person. Whatever you like, whatever feels good for you. Bring it in. As long as it makes you smile, you know you're on the right track. That's the right affirmation for you. Let's release that out. Bring the hands behind us, interlace the fingers the other way, and draw the shoulders back, shoulder blades into the heart. Maybe you stay here, opening up to the sunshine. Or maybe you come forward. Maybe you release the arms and bring them forward. Maybe you rest the head on a block. There's so many options. Tune in to your body and personalize your practice. Come on up. Excusez-moi. Release out those legs nice and gently. And let's rock them out. Lovely. We're going to get a little bit more active now. I know you're probably feeling blissed out. And if you are, you can stop there. Come into Shavasana, child's pose, whatever you like. That might be your practice for today. If you want to bring a little fire, burn out those germs. Let us continue our journey today. Stretch out those legs. Give yourself a lovely little stretch. Shake it out. Come onto your hands and knees. Press into your downward facing dog. The necklace in my way. And tread it out a little bit. Let us walk to the top of the mat. Hang out down here and roll up. Finding that lovely Tadasana. Drop the head down and we're going to roll back down. Let that spine lengthen. Feel your sinuses. Let everything draw to the ground. Soften the knees. Wave yourself back up. Press through the feet. Keep the belly button lifted. Because it feels good, float those arms up. Stretch out. Open the heart. Exhale, hands down in front of the heart center. Step out to the side into a goddess pose, a little squat. Rock it out a little bit. Work that inner thigh line. Feel your way through that. How's that doing? And then exhale, drop your left shoulder down. Stretch into your spine. See how that feels. If it feels good, look back behind you. And come back to center. Exhale the other way, dropping the shoulder down, maybe looking behind you, pressing against your knee to open up the hips, the thighs. Work those meridian lines. Inhale, come up. Work your lymphatic system. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. Actually feels really good. Exhale, down. Inhale back to center. And notice I'm just like dropping into my shoulders there. It's all good. And we're just working out inner thighs. Open press. Lift through the body. Drop out of those shoulders. Let the shoulders run down the back. Roll them out. You can walk those feet in. Roll it all out. Releasing. See how that feels. Lovely. Well, I think it's lovely. It feels good for me. Come to the top of your mat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center. Just move through the feet, forward and back. Checking in, massaging your soul, your soles of your feet. Drop the tailbone to the ground, reach the crown to the sky. Connect those thumbs to your heart center. Take a moment to send some gratitude to yourself for giving yourself time to heal, giving yourself time to just be with you. Check in with your balance. Reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. Notice those gentle undulations. And if your eyes are closed, open the eyes. Inhale, reach up. Extend, exhale. Let's hinge to the earth. Come on down. You can bend your knees as much as you need to, or you can lengthen out and really stretch through the back of the body. A good stretch always feels so amazing. Step that right foot back. Drop your back knee. Let's just rock it out a little bit. I'm just creeping my toes forward so that my knee hangs out over my ankle. Release into this lunge. And keep your movements fluid today. Let's check in, see how you're feeling. Let's roll back over our heel and then press the foot to the floor a little bit. See how that feels. Again, working that ankle area. Release forward and release back to a tabletop position. Toes are tucked, sink back towards your hips, your heels, sorry. Inhale, roll up. And go ahead, step your right foot forward, finding that lunge again. Find that lovely softness through your body today. You could always use blocks on either side to help work the lunge. And roll back. And draw the knee, the ankle back. I tell you, having this cold, it feels like my brain has melted and it's just like coming out my face. Flatten your foot to the ground. Release it out. Let's find that lovely lunge for another moment. Check in, soften, release back. And walk those wrists underneath your shoulders. Send your hips over to one side. Stretch it out. Maybe look over to your heels, compressing one side, stretching the other. Send the hips to the other. Maybe look back to your heels. Come back to center. Tuck the toes. Hands can walk forward. Down dog. Last down dog today. Tread it out. Enjoy this lovely gentle inversion. Again, if you don't want a down dog, it's all good. Just hang out on your hands and knees, cat and cow it. But if you can down dog, give it, enjoy it. Make it nice and cruisy and oozy goozy. Knees to the floor, child's pose. Let's walk over towards the left side. Now my knees are together here in this child's pose. And roll open slightly towards that right side and then roll that right armpit down. Roll it open slightly, roll it down. Walk over to the other side. And roll your left armpit open slightly, gazing up. Roll it down. Roll it open and roll it down. Because that's a good one, more time. Release, come back to center. Relax. Roll on through. Let's make our way onto our backs. Come on onto your backside. Lying comfortably down. Go ahead and hug your knees in. Roll around a little bit. Now, sometimes if you've had like a coffee, cold, lying on your back can bring up that cough again. So just make sure that you do feel comfortable when you're on your back. If you're not, you can roll over onto your side. We're just going to do some gentle twists. Hug your right knee in, extend your left leg down. Draw your right knee into your body, press that left leg down and release. You can do an easy twist by taking the right knee across to the left. You can bend both knees, take them over, or you can gently just, another easy one, we won't completely twist up, but you can take your right leg over your left and then drop them over to the side. Release, maybe readjust the shoulders, extend out the arms. Just see how you feel. Maybe you just want the hands behind your head. It's all good. Do what feels good for you today. Lovely full breaths. Breathing into it. And now come back to center. Uncurl those legs. Hug them in. And then go ahead. Hug that left knee in. Right leg to the ground. Squeezy, squeeze, squeeze. Either take it over or bend those knees or twist the left over the right. Go ahead and drop yourself down. Nice and slowly. If the spine went crickety crackety crack, hopefully that was a nice crickety crack and not an uncomfortable one. Always looking for comfort. Always looking to nurture your body, respect your body. Listen to the little subtle cues it gives you. Now I'm sick because I just worked too hard and I didn't take any time off. And then the moment I took some time off, my body's like, oh, okay, now, That's what happens. We got to take time to look after ourselves and not expend all our energy running around doing other things. And it's the body's way of slowing you down, letting you take a time out. So I'm listening to it and heeding its message. Very gently uncurl yourself from here. Bring those knees back in, roll it around. And because Shavasana is not going to be the best thing for lying on your back, especially if you are coughing a lot, we're going to come into flapping fish, which is a lovely restorative pose. So coming onto your front, bringing your hands over onto the side on an angle. In this case, my right hand's over the top. My left elbow is pointing down. I can bring my left knee out to my lowest elbow and relax down here. Release. And then you can stay here as long as you like, and when you're ready you can come over to the other side by taking that left knee down. Move the arms to the other side, maybe placing your other hand on top, and bring your knee up to your elbow. Release. So we didn't get super vigorous today. But it didn't feel like we needed it. Stay here as long as you like, and when you're ready, you can slowly go about the rest of your day. Hopefully that feels nice. You feel gently stretched without stressing your body out too much. Thank you so much for joining me today, even though maybe you're not feeling 100% tip-top shape. I hope that you got something out of that practice, and if it did help you, share it with someone else who you think might benefit as well. Thank you for being part of the Yoga Pantry. Namaste.